2, 1.
Good afternoon, University of Redlands School of Business MBA graduating students and undergrads. I know you're expecting someone more significant to address you today, but take a listen and hear what I have to say. Just 2 years ago, I had to challenge my oldest daughter to try harder in high school. I used all of the tried and true aspects of parenting and dad motivation. Nothing seemed to work on my teenage daughter. I had also noticed in my company that promotions were being given to those with an MBA with half of the working experience that I currently possessed. I thought the best way to tackle this would be to show myself, my teenage daughter, and my employer by stepping up and taking on the challenge of acquiring my MBA. So many schools to choose from, but not all the schools had the ability to understand a working adult that travels and has a full-time family that is squeezed in somewhere along the lines. But the University of Redlands MBA program did. The hardest part was making the first step, as some of you sitting out there today can remember. Trying to figure out in your head where one would find the time to complete an MBA on top of all the other things going on in one's life. I finally made the step and made the call to set up an appointment with the Temecula Satellite Campus. My first experience with the process was walking into and meeting Sharon Mungo. What a class act and a very special person in my MBA course life. Sharon was bubbly and willing to get you to move to the next step by enrolling. The front office staff, led by Tana Sanderson, ensured I was enrolled and moved on to the next steps. My MBA course coach, Steve, who was very determined to see me through to the end, was very helpful in my beginning months by providing the coaching and motivation I needed to stay on track. My first class was with one of the best professors at the University of Redlands, and she had the most impact into my MBA coursework. Allison Freire drew the whole class out of our comfort zone, which in the beginning, I disliked what I was being asked to do. Allison challenged you and wanted you to succeed, but you had to put the work into the course. Allison, of course, forbids me from ever using a semicolon on any paper in her class, at the University of Redlands, or in life forever. Allison, for this, I am forever grateful, and I know my classmates at the Temecula campus are forever grateful too. One of the greatest rewards for me was being elected class CEO. In the beginning, my fellow classmates, along with the Temecula and Maine University campus, had no idea what they had just gotten themselves into. I became a very strong advocate for my class and other MBA students, with many meetings with Tana and the Associate Dean, Dr. Roberts. My goal was to ensure that every one of my MBA classmates made it to the end of our MBA program, along with ensuring that our great school allowed our combined class to walk together today. For the extra gray hairs that I caused to Dr. Roberts, to Tana, and Sharon, I want to say thank you to each of you for everything that you did to help the Temecula MBA class of 2010 arrive here at this point today, and for making the time to understand my goals and the goals of my classmates. I made a promise to myself that if I could make it to the end of the MBA program and did not skip or miss any full classes, that I would reward myself with participating in the study abroad program here at the University of Redlands. This was what sold me on attending the university some 2 years ago. I asked each of our graduates to challenge yourself and participate in one of our 5 programs. For Senseis Jerry Platt and Sensei Mario Mitsutomi, thank you. Domo arigato gozaimasu, for allowing me to be a team leader on the best Japan trip ever. With the 2 best professors leading the trip, they allowed everyone, though painful at times, to grow in their own way during the Japan trip. The times we had, the laughter we shared, The songs we sang in those karaoke bars in Japan, along with the places we were able to visit and see, will remain with the group and with me for all of my life. I see out there today many husbands and wives, moms and dads, brothers and sisters, aunts and uncles, along with many close friends. Each of you saying to yourself, Anthony, I don't have the time to make this happen in my life. I am too busy. I say to each of you, believe in yourself and you will find the time and motivation to complete your MBA at the University of Redlands. In closing, I would like to thank my Temecula MBA classmates for pulling together during our 2 years to ensure that we as a group made it to this day. To the administration staff at Temecula Extension Campus, and to Dr. Roberts and Jeanette Bailey in the Dean's office for all that you did for my success. To the many wonderful professors along the way, and especially to 3 professors that left a huge impact on my life. Professor Allison Freiberg, Professor Jerry Platt, and Professor Mario Mitsutomi for all that you did for me. To my friends, co-workers, to my wife Lillian Freire, and to my 2 daughters Clarissa and Brianna for putting up with all the sacrifices to get your husband and dad to this day. Thank you, and los quiero por todo. In parting, do one thing at a time and be here now when tackling your MBA. If there's one quotation that sums up my journey through my MBA life here at the University of Redlands, along with the choices I've made, it's the closing lines of a poem by Robert Frost, which I now pass along to you. I shall be telling this with a sigh. Somewhere ages and ages hence, 2 roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. Thank you, University of Redlands. Thank you to my classmates at our Temecula Extension campus, and thank you, Sage 5. We made it.